Hi, hello everyone. How are you doing? How was the week for you, all of you? Can everybody please confirm if I'm audible to all of you? Yes. Thank you. Thank you. So, a lot of participants are telling that I'm audible completely. Thank you very much. So, how was the overall week for you in terms of trading? Arindam ji is saying great. Ajay Gupta ji is saying good. So Sukumar ji is saying very good. So great that a lot of you have a great week in terms of trading. So this week we will discuss something new. We would add a new dimension to our analysis. So we will be just waiting for a couple of minutes so that all of the people arrive and we start exactly at 6 p.m. I can color the candles red and green. Actually, in many of the charts, they are red and green. In one of the charts, I have purposefully colored in black and white. So I have many chart templates, Abhayji. So in many of them, they are colored. Uh, in one of the chart template, I have used white and black for some reasons. Okay, for some help. No, this gives me a visual clarity. Nothing difference. It is only just color. So sometime without color, without because all the indicators are also colored. Sometimes to have a view of the market without any color, it it helps to have a black and white view. Black is equivalent to red and white is equivalent to green. All the same. Okay, now let us start. Yeah, so this week we will start from the discussion of the VIX. Now this is the VIX chart. You can see the VIX has been falling quite a bit and it has gone below 14. Now let me show you the VIX chart in terms of monthly chart. Okay, you will be able to understand. Now look at this. This is the first month since just a second. Yeah, yes, this is the first month since the pandemic has hit. We have seen that VIX dipping below this mark of 15. When generally VIX is in the range of above 15 level, we see that trading become easier for us. Okay, let me make the color different so that you will understand. Okay, so deleting this line and just inserting one line, that is 14, and making it a red color so that it is very visible. So making it red, deep red, and the coordinate I'm making it 14. Now you see, whenever the VIX is above this level of 14, market is generally having a good trend. Okay, so 2012, 13, 14, most of the times you can see it has remained above 14. Now what happens when VIX dips below 14 is that the volatility of the stocks actually goes down. And this is the first week we can see that though VIX went to 12, it jumped from 12 and closed above 14. If VIX sustains below 14, we may see a dull market action for some period of time, and the breakout ideas that we were merely cashing on won't be that much profitable in that period. So we will have to look into, for option sellers, like sell option strangles, straddles, those kind of strategies intraday, not carrying overnight. And for people, we have to look for buy on dips opportunity rather than looking for opportunities which are happening in breakout. Okay. Now let me see what Nifty did this week. If you see the Nifty chart this week, like first 2 days were very thin, and then there was a red day, then there was a green day. Today was a green day, but all small candles. Okay. Now if I look at the weekly chart of Nifty, I will come to it right now. NIFTY, sorry. So in the weekly chart of Nifty, you can see that we are still in an up move, but this week's candle is very small. And if I squeeze the chart a lot, that I said earlier, that the overall view that we may be heading towards 18K to 22K over a period of time may be valid, but for now we can see that kind of a lull that is setting in. Okay, so this is Nifty. Now, what I presently feel is that the next week can be a little bit dull week or a little bit corrective week. Okay, I'm putting the 5-day high EMA, 5-day low EMA once again and making the chart auto. So you can see, as long as we have a strong support at 15,509, which is the 5-day high EMA. So we can fall to 15,509 in case like we fail this week. So next week also we may try to fall towards that level. And in terms of Bank Nifty, see, Bank Nifty, I'm not very sure what it is trying to do. Okay. In the weekly chart, I can see it has closed just at the 5 or just below the 5-week high EMA. The last two candles were not very bullish. If I talk about this chart in the daily chart, I will show you that we are at a very important support at this point of time. We are at a very important support. Again, making this auto. In a kind of support zone. But if this 34,200 goes, then we can see a sharp fall, which I don't think is a probably that we will stay above this 34,800 and eventually break upward. But we never know what can happen, and telling you about the possibilities also. If 34,200 is broken and sustained, we may quickly fall to 33,000. So next week we will obviously discuss about those scenarios as they appear. Now let us look at the mother market at this moment. See, the mother market, that is the Dow Jones indices. You can see this is the future. Okay, and I'm for a moment just hiding the 5-day high and low moving average, making it an auto. So you can see it is a very small range. Like for since the 17th of March, it has been 34,200 to almost 34,700. Okay, so 600-point range, or on more practical basis, if you can see, for the last few days, it is 34,400 to 34,700. So 250-point range for almost 10 days. But this is a very peculiar situation. Very rarely we see this kind of situation. See, we had this here, and then there was an up move, and then there was a down move. Okay. Again, this kind of a situation was there. It went up and then went down. So possibly anything can happen. We can go down to its 34,000 and then bounce back, or anything can happen, because we have a very strong support at 34,000. We can fall towards 34,000 in this, but this is a very range bound scenario. Okay, now let us look at the other assets markets also. Okay, this is the very important chart, and why I am overall still bullish is this. See, this is the time when the crisis of the COVID had broken out, and at that time the yields, US 10-year yields, fell below 1.35, 1.37 level, and we had a great bull market because of the yield staying below this region, and also coupled with that the dollar weakened. Now what had happened, we had a, if you remember, we had a very dull market in India due to the COVID also, and also due to the fact that the yield went up above this 1.35, and it stayed here for almost, if I'm looking at weekly chart, so from February to June it has stayed above this. Now first time it is again threatening to go below. This is the weekly candle, and you can see why this weekly candle, because if you can see, if you had seen yesterday, the US inflation has come up only 4.7% year on year, and it is not a big thing, because 4.7% year on year is not a big thing, because last year it was huge contraction in the months of April and May because of the COVID. So there is non-existent inflation in that way in the USA. Okay. So if, in spite of, I don't know how they calculate the inflation figure, but what I can see is that all the food prices, all the metal prices, all the crude prices are going up. So I really doubt this data, but I don't know how they compute it, but somehow the crude oil prices has doubled, metal prices has doubled, food prices has doubled. Then what the cost, what does it account for inflation? But anyhow, they are reporting such low numbers, and that's why the yield is falling, hoping that Fed won't raise the rate. And if the rates are so low, and if it certainly breaches below 1.359 or stay in the vicinity of 1.5, you can remain pretty confident that the bull market that we are watching is likely to remain. Okay. Now let us look at the dollar, which is a more important aspect of our trading horizon. Now you can see it is hovering in this small range of 89.60 to 90.3, and if actually there is a yield curve strengthening, what is happening is that yield curve, I would say softening, that means the yields are coming down. What will happen is that money is going into yield, into bonds, and that's why a little bit of strength in the dollar we have seen, but it is non-important, and probably if it stays below 91.3, dollar is going to remain weak, and we are probably going to see an extended bull market. And my personal belief is also that probably it won't be able to breach this 91.5 level, I would say 91.6 level, and it would be a continuous bull market. Okay. But for the immediate next week, I'm not very sure how the price action would pan out, because the things are consolidating. On the commodity front, see, as I said you, that probably we are going to head towards 75, and my belief is that we will reach around 100 also in the case of 90, 100 also in the case of crude oil. If you see the video that me and Vivek sir had a discussion on crude oil when crude oil was in 40s just couple of months back, and we had predicted that most probably we are going to hit 100. And I'm not at all surprised that when this was the level we had this discussion, 47, 48, and it has come to 70, almost 70, 80% rise. And probably from here, 40% rise towards 90, 100, I think will be there because of the kind of money printing that is going on, and the way all the countries are right now vaccinating. Probably the kind of waves of COVID we had earlier are not going to come back in the going future. Okay. Last thing that we want to look at here is the gold. Okay. So the overall theory remains the same. It has breached the level, but it is not rallying, runaway rallying. I expected a runaway rally, to be honest. Sorry. I expected a runaway rally. So I thought that we may see higher levels much again it is distorted. Okay, so I expected a much faster rally in the crude oil, but sorry, gold, but it has not uh, manifested. Possibly, if it 1860s breach, it may once again taste this 1800. But still, overall, I remain quite bullish on the gold as a metal. Now, these are the overall macro view. And Nifty and Bank Nifty, I said you that I don't have a very clear picture here that in which direction it will go. Now I will come about stocks that we had discussed last week. And unlike many other weeks, we did not see such huge performance in every stock, almost every stock. Yes, I will first count the stocks that did well that we had discussed, and then I will come for the next week's stock, and I will also discuss the stocks that didn't work out. Okay. Now, the most important stock that we discussed the last, we always mistake this name. Yes, Laurus Labs. So we discussed this stock quite a bit, and the stock had a phenomenal rally in the first 2 days. Now it is consolidating. Okay. Another stock that we gave on the Friday, and this was a phenomenal move. Like first 3 days of the week, this was the Friday move, and it continued the upward momentum and 200 to 300 in 5 days. Phenomenal, right? This is one stock, Awadh Sugar. I gave at 346 when this move was happening, and it went to almost 394, 95, and then it fell. Balrampur Chini. Discussed when it broke out around 332, it went to around 360, but then again it has tried to correct today. Goa Carbon, did you remember? This was stock to watch, and I posted both in the club and in the TMP about this stock, that after this breakout I said that it would be good buy, and see from 382 to it went to 373. Quite bullish. CAMS. Another stock that did pretty well this week, I gave it on Monday, almost 20, 15, 20% rally. Okay. Tata Motors. Discuss this stock and gave this stock actually on Monday to a TMP guys, 341. Within next day it went to 356, next day 360, and then fell sharply and then rose. Last is Tata Communication. No, not last, but like very successful stock. Gave it on this day when breakout happened, Monday, continued to rally. Okay. Today, gave this stock sale above 132. It has started rallying. Possibly, this is a good stock for next week also. Now, another stock gave it today, Lux Industries. So, had a rally, shows a breakout. So, I asked to book partly, and it went to almost 2-3% up. And then I asked to book partly and remain rest. Now, what did not work out this week? This week the things that did not work out is Century Ply. So I gave this talk when this breakout happened. You see, this breakout happened, but it came down. It went up later, but it actually had come down. Okay, very important stock we discussed last week for last 2 weeks, and I won't recommend this stock anymore because this is this week is it gave breakout. See, I gave a buy to my students when it went above 1480. It went to 1526, but the kind of formation it has, I expected it to rally quite a bit. It is teasing a lot, has again come back to 1480. Only 3-4%. Not very satisfied with this. Larsen and Toubro was our important stock last week that we discussed. Larsen and Toubro has actually given a breakout on the first day, went up a little bit, but after that, kind of making a similar bottom of the earlier bottom, it has started falling. Okay, KEI, we discussed last week, if you remember, broke out on Monday, but then again it has started falling. So these stocks that we discussed rallied 4-5%. I won't say that failed, but the thing that what we were looking from these stocks, no, this was the breakout last week. From Monday it failed. So KEI did not give anything. Actually, if you had not entered KEI because it did not go above the last week's high. So the breakout did not take place. Ambuja Cement, I was quite bullish into this, but very steady, like only there only, it is not moving up. Okay, so few of the stocks which did not work out, like Tata Elxsi, I told you that this can be a week of Tatas, but not that huge momentum. So Tata Elxsi I gave when this breakout happened above 3750, but it is almost there, not moving up. Divi's Lab I gave almost there, not moving up. Very this week the all not all the stocks worked out. When I broke out I gave, but it is still there. I'm not seeing the usual momentum that I generally see in the stock. Now let me come to the stocks that I want to discuss next week. Okay. See, if I look at the last week, sorry, this one. Last week performance, so you can see the usual uh, good sectors like the heroes of the rallies of the overall rally, that IT, metal and pharma has again come back into the picture. But if I talk about the Nifty IT, only this index looks good to me for next week. No other index at index level looks good to me. So only Nifty IT is looking good. No other index is looking good to me. And out of Nifty IT also, only I would say Infi is looking good. So note down these stocks, okay, for the next week. I already have given you about SAIL. Now Infi is looking good. Above 1425, it can go to 1480. Infi is looking good. This Coforge doing phenomenally well, looking good. Can rally even higher. The way the formation is happening, so if crosses this week's high, can go higher. Birlasoft, Birla Soft. So all these mid-cap ITs, you understand, are rallying. So if crosses this week high, again possibility of rallying. Standalone, few stocks look good. If they cross this week's high, then only try to enter. Thyrocare is one. Very good rally with good volume, RSI strengthening. Dr. Lal. So Dr. Lal Path Labs, yes, Dr. Lal Path Labs. If crosses this week high, can go few more percent, 5-6% towards previous high cross there. Indiabulls Housings, I am quite bullish on these stocks. I shared this in the club also, and I shared this into the group also, the TMP group also. So overall a structure of a, if you see here, overall you can see a ascending triangle. So possibly this stock is going towards 360. So if it stays above 260, I would say, or 250, possibly it will going towards 360 and then 400. Okay. So this is one stock. I'm pretty bullish if it sustains above 250. It has rallied quite a bit. So 40 rupees is the stop loss. So you can buy only a smaller quantity. You cannot buy the usual quantity, because 15% stop loss if you are going, so your quantity would be, normal stop loss is 2-3%. So 15% is stop loss. So you have to buy 1/5 of the quantity you normally take and look for this bigger rally. Okay. Now, one more stock, which is, I told you already, this is the Steel Authority of India, which is individually it is rallying. See, the sector is yet to break out. Nifty Metal. I like stocks when the sector breaks out. See, the sector is more or less in a range. It has not yet broken out. So that's why many people were asking me, sir, Tata Steel, should we go and buy? This Tata still looks within a range. This was our stop. If it goes above 1160, today only it went above 1160, but still lacking momentum. I will observe this stock. This was one of the important stocks of last week. Another stock was JSW Steel last week. Yet no breakout. I am observing these stocks because the Nifty Metal has not broken out. They have not broken out, but they can break out. Okay. And when February, March, April, when the market was not rallying, these metal stocks rallied like this, March, April. So it can be that market is overall dull, but metal IT can again move. And I'm very happy that this is the day when breakout happened. I gave buy, and this is the day and this was a little bit luck. This was not luck. This was a little bit of luck. Some calculation were coming. I'm not going into that. So some mathematical calculation was telling me that this is probably top, and this was luck, and by luck this became the top. Now possibly we will observe it. If they break out, we will trade, but not looking great. Housing finance, all the stocks, LIC Housing Finance, I shared it yesterday, looking like a flat pattern, can break out on the upside. Okay. Uh, I'm talking about Bajaj Finance also, had a phenomenal day. And if the VIX comes down, what will happen? No, you have to buy. I'm just deleting it for a second. Deleting all this so that it is more visible to you. Making it auto, moving everything. Hiding this 5-day high EMA, low EMA. See, when these pullbacks happen, when there is a support line also, and when there is a pullback to mid Bollinger, then you have to take a chance of a buy if VIX cools down. Because if VIX cools down, this breakout won't immediately lead to very high level that it is doing right now. It is not moving very fast. Earlier, when breakout used to happen, you had this kind of moves. But now, because VIX is cooling down on breakout, you are not having very sharp moves. So on this pullback, we have to buy, we have to see. And always remember, if I give you a stock, try to book part book in every rise. You never know if a stock is going to rally like this, or if it is going to rally and then fall. Anything is possible. So general rule, once you enter, have a 2% stop loss. Once it moves in your favor, book 2% of book 50% of profit, and then keep on trailing, keep bringing your stop loss to your buy level. I don't give a lot of short ideas because I know there are mostly retail people who are working with us, and it is very difficult to sell in futures with a for retail people, because the margin required for futures are quite high, and per trade loss due to overnight gap up can be quite high. So we discuss mostly on stocks on buy side, And I had discussed the stocks that I had to share, but keep this thing in mind that next week the most important theme is how two important thing. One is how this US 10-year yield behaves. If it certainly remains low below the mid Bollinger Weekly 1.5, you can see that market turning bullish. And another thing is how the Dow Jones is behaving, as I shown you, and how VIX is doing. If there is a market fall, VIX will spike up, but VIX has been falling this week very sharply. If I show you the weekly chart, you will understand the kind of fall in VIX we had this week. And this is quite disturbing in terms of that the momentum play won't work the same way. So VIX for last 5 weeks have been falling very sharply. Let us see if it takes support at 14 and jumps. In that case, market will fall. Let us see how everything goes. So this is from my side. I will now like to hand over to Vivek sir. Hi sir. Are you there sir? Can you please take it over?
Yep. Good evening.
Hi sir.
Hi. Good
All
evening.
yours sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Shuradeep. Awesome. Awesome. You are awesome. You are a dark
Thank you.
horse. People who have been following you know that you are so good. So keep doing that good work. Hello. Good evening, everyone. So always excited to see so many people joining on Friday. It's almost a weekend mood, and the reason to celebrate life that we have another weekend and we all can spend more time away from market and spend quality time with the family or with ourselves. And I hope you guys are taking care of your health. Huh? That's the top priority right now. Market is going to stay here. मार्केट कहीं नहीं जा रहा. मार्केट आने वाले 100 साल तक यहीं रहने वाला है. शायद आप नहीं रहेंगे. But stay fit, stay happy, stay content, and just keep enjoying this learning of market by through us, and obviously by participating in the market the right way. With this positive energy, positive thought, let's get into the discussion. So Shuradeep, I will share my screen, and today I want to take few questions. I think some people posted me that if you don't take questions, then we can't interact with you. So yes, I understand that. So today I'm going to take some questions. Let me just uh, go through some things which I want to discuss with you guys. And I've been doing YouTube live and I've been talking about these things very, very categorically and vocally, that dollar is the one which has to be seen. And yes, dollar is trying to create a base of 90. So frankly speaking, it's getting scary for me, very honestly, because what is happening, this 90 to 90.5 is a good base building exercise. If it crosses below that, then we all know that things are still looking very rosy. But somewhere I feel that there is something which is happening which we don't know, and probably that will emerge suddenly. And I know that in 2008, when everything was going great, markets were doing fantastic, and suddenly something came that, oh, there is a bubble happening in housing. I don't know where is the bubble getting. I mean, most likely the bubble is in the private equity market, where billions and billions of valuation has been given to companies whose revenue is, we all know the story, right? Look at Adani, crazy, crazy. Look at the P multiple these stocks are trading at. So this is not normal. There's something abnormal about this. It's just a matter of time that things will go wrong. When will it go wrong? We don't know, but it's just a matter of time. And we as family, as stock market, stockage family, we should be very, very mindful of this fact that it's been a long journey of bubble making in global markets. Okay, let's see. I mean, I'm not making useless statements here, but let's see the graph. What is it trying to say? Let's do a monthly chart. Okay, and let's try to compare for the last many years what has happened to global markets, okay, with respect to dollar. So this was the big rally which led because of the fall in dollar. Can you see that? So this is 2002. And why this rally happened? Because 2000 dot-com burst happened in 2001 actually. And after the dot-com burst, lot of money printing started to happen. Interest rates were pushed down. So this dollar went down from 150, 120 levels to as low as 85. And this led to crazy fueling of global markets. So let's measure this, that from here to the top, the markets went up by 600%. This is India. Okay, let's take Dow Jones. I mean, when we talk about dollar, let's compare it with Dow Jones also. So let's take Dow. Okay, no, this is not the right Dow Jones. So S&P Dow, S&P. Let's say yeah, this is it. Yeah, this one is perfect. Okay. So we have a bigger history of Dow Jones available in TradingView. I'm happy about it. So here it is, Dow Jones, dollar started crashing, Dow Jones corrected, and from here the rally started, which ended right here. Okay, so Dow Jones went up by almost 88%. Okay, and dollar correction ended right here. Thereafter, Dow Jones, dollar recovered, Dow Jones went down, dollar stayed there for some time, and again a new set of bubble making started from here. And this entire rally of the new set of bubble making is fueled by some asset class, and we don't know what is that asset class. Definitely there is something which is leading to the rally, and most likely it's the private equity investment which is leading the rally, with stocks like Tesla etc getting abnormal valuation. तो ये जो रैली मार्केट में हुआ है यहां से, this crazy rally, and it has already gone up in terms of Dow Jones, it has already gone up by almost 4 times. So this will end somewhere. Let's accept this कि कभी ना कभी तो खत्म होगा. It's matter of time when will this end. But will it end after it has gone up further by 45,000 to 45,000, or will it end in some days to come? We don't know. So my humble submission to everyone is, be mindful of the fact that the greed is extremely high right now in market. Sure, you will make a lot of money also. जब greed high होता है, market के अंदर में euphoria होता है, पैसे बहुत बनते हैं. So you should be happy that we can make a lot of money in the market. But a single sign of reversal in the market, we all have to exit. एकदम माइंड में क्लैरिटी कर लीजिए, एनी सिंगल साइन ऑफ weakness in the market should be taken an opportunity to exit. There is no sign. Again, I'm telling this, I don't want to be a cynical guy. I want to give you a realistic picture कि अभी कोई साइन नहीं है कि मैं कहूं कि मार्केट में वीकनेस है, because Nifty is at all time high and it has room to remain high for some time. In fact, even Shorodip has said that is Diwali tak we will definitely see probably 18,000 level, 17,500 level or whatever. This is quite, the structure clearly suggests that it could happen subject to dollar remaining low. Not necessarily the dollar will go up and there'll be correction, but if dollar remains here, market is definitely going to go up. Okay, that is the premise where we are working on. Then the second thing which we always ask you to do is figure out the sector leaders in this whole exercise. Which are the sectors which will continue to perform? Remember this discussion about metal, and I've been telling that a bit of correction in any index doesn't mean that the index is becoming bearish. You see metal, what else do you want? Look at the confirmation. This stock, this sector has been continuously bullish. Continuously bullish. There is no sign of bearishness. See, there is a difference between bearish outlook, bullish outlook, and consolidation. This is the phase of consolidation in metal stocks. So if I have to, as Shoradeep also said, that if I have to play bullish view in market for next week, it has to be metal. Okay, because there is a possibility that this sector can continue to give us a very strong breakout. Okay, in fact, I would say that the metal sector has already gone beyond, on a weekly basis, it has already gone beyond 3rd May week. Okay, uske alawa, which are the sectors we can look at? uh, let's talk about bank first. So what's happening with PSU banks? So PSU banks, yes, still strong, not as strong as metals, but it is among the stronger ones. And the private bank, which are laggard, but I am hoping that these guys will also join the party, but they are laggards. So even if you have to bet on banks, you have no choice. You have to bet on PSU banks right now. And State Bank of India, I think, is the most conservative and most reasonable bet on PSU bank. You may get lesser money, but you will have safety. See, I am the kind of person who believes in safety. I will only put my money in stocks where margin of safety is high, because it has taken a lot of effort on my part to make money. And I'm sure all of you who are into their business or doing job, we understand the value of that 1 rupee which we are putting into the market, right? And we will not waste that. So even though my opportunity cost may be high when I am not touching Adani, it may be high, but today the risk reward ratio is not favorable. I will not touch that stock. So PSU bank is the most favorable risk reward vis-a-vis the private bank. Look at the auto sector. Now, last weekend we discussed that auto sector is also looking strong now, particularly the two-wheeler. And we also discussed about Bajaj Auto, that there is a potential that stock can go up. Having said that, last week it has not performed, but I am still hopeful that the stock will go up, because overall sector, I think, has potential to go up, not the four-wheeler, but definitely the two-wheeler market. Uh, let's talk about the other sector, IT. IT, again, I've been shouting loud and clear. Look at this. I've been saying IT is not just about IT sector anymore. It's about the way we all are using technology. This COVID has changed things so much that if you bet on IT companies, IT product developers, IT sectors for coming 10 years, you will mint money. You will mint money. So focus on this sector. Don't take it lightly. Don't look at these movements which has already happened. I think this sector will continue to perform, because this has become such an important backbone of our working style, lifestyle, that you can't stay away from IT and being bullish on IT. So definitely keep a very strong watch. FMCG, on and off, good, bad. But I think because it is a consumption led story, there will always be buyer for FMCG, irrespective of the FMCG stock is expensive or cheaper. So this gives us a very good cushion to our portfolio. But for a strong momentum trading, should I look into FMCG? Nah, because I don't think so. These stocks, I mean, you can do on a case to case basis. For example, Imami. I am holding Imami, so that's okay, because on a case to case basis, it feels like FMCG will not fall in hurry, but you can look at stocks on a case to case basis. Real estate, as last time we discussed, it's a dark horse. Over a structural last 8 years, I think this horse is ready to fly, is ready to run hard. But because of the high metal cost, cement cost, the cost of production has gone so much. Although the demand is high, but there was a lot of pent up demand. Let's see on the ground level, this sector gets a recovery. On the residential side, there is recovery. On the commercial side, there is no recovery, but definitely not a sector which you should be short at. You should always try to find stocks where there is opportunity, like Shobha, Prestige, especially companies which are into residential, like Oberoi Realty or Bombay, etc. So more or less, we get to understand that on the sector side, we have metals, which will continue. Pharma is still continuing, but again, it's on a weekly basis, it's losing the shine. It is not outperforming the market, although on a daily basis, it is still performing. But it is again not into good risk reward zone. So the net, I can still see that the metal banking, in public sector bank, and auto. These are the three sectors which should continue to perform in the market, and pharma obviously on a case-to-case basis. Now, I want to show you something which you should definitely, I don't know how many of you are following that RS strategy which I am using, and if you're not, then you have to follow that, because see, it's so easy. It's so easy. At times I feel that it can't be so easy. The whole template has been designed in such a nice manner. Look at this, ICICI Securities. Now, I talked about ICICI Securities in Stockage Club. You know that why ICICI Securities is a stock you should look at when the price was quite low. In fact, the price has already gone up by 30-35%. Why? Because the ICICI Securities, as a company, has not performed. Uh, all other broking firms, including CDSL and BSE, etc., performed, but this company did not perform because financially they were not doing so good. But the moment it came to the RS radar and it gave a breakout from previous swing high, the stock is not stopping. At every point, you are getting an opportunity to enter this stock. That's the beauty of RS system. What RS system does is it gives you opportunity to re-enter a strong stock. Let's take another example, SAIL, which I believe is a good stock. It should perform well. And today, look at the green volume candle. That means there is a very strong buying which has happened in this company as far as volume is concerned. A strong stock, every time it falls, it gives us reason to enter again. I've also explained you the concept of 2 hourly chart. 2 hourly is for people who want frequent exit and entry, whose risk appetite is less. Probably they would like to exit when the stock shows super trend negative and RS below zero. Probably you will re-enter that stock once super trend becomes positive again and RS goes above zero. So SAIL becomes a very good candidate. Look at this. RS end of the day above zero, good buying. Overall, you see good momentum. 2 hourly chart showing good buying and good RS above zero. So this is a good candidate. So my submission to all of you is that I think the way I have designed my template, where I am looking at few stocks. One more stock I'll show you, this Calcutta Electric. Look at this stock. The stock, every time it, I mean, so simple, every time it crosses its previous swing high, and because it is a strong stock, and because on a 2 hourly basis also it is strong, and the RSS go more than zero, you buy this stock. I mean, there's no rocket science. So what I want you guys to do is have a list of stocks whose business you understand, and then just follow this model. You can keep a stop loss based on super trend, based on any model which suits you, based on candle low, whatever you feel like. But the key crux of the matter is to get into stocks which are strong, and you follow on those stocks as your strong stocks. So either you can have your own stock list the way I'm having, and right now my list is increasing because I'm reading so much about these stocks that I'm finding that there is an opportunity in all these stocks. Okay, one thing I want to talk about is that these stocks where I have position, say Century Ply, JK Paper, DCM Shriram, Carborundum, these are today underperformers. Now, what do I do? Should I be worried about it? No, I will not be worried, because today probably they have underperformed, but maybe they will start performing tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So as a active investor or as a passive trader, we don't look at movement of stock on a daily basis. Otherwise, you will land up squaring up your trade frequently. What I want you to is set up your number of stocks which you are going to follow, study them very religiously on weekends, and weekday don't look at their price movement on daily basis. Just figure out what is happening with that stock in terms of delivery, in terms of price action, and for consistent 1 to 3 days, is it showing a trend reversal? If the trend reversal is visible, and the first trend reversal sign you will get in 2 hourly chart. So if the trend reversal is visible, then exit. There is no harm in exiting and booking loss. But most of the time, if you focus on strong stock, there will always be a possibility of you retaining those stocks till the momentum of strength is continuing in those stocks. Okay, so now I will take few questions from people. Okay, Ramakrishna Ji is saying that, Sir Isaac, you have given a buy call at 425. I bought and still carrying. Fantastic. It's your credit. It's not my credit. So very happy that you took that call very seriously. Okay, Arka is asking about stock. Please, if you allow me, Arka, I will not like to answer stock specific questions. I'm happy to answer conceptual questions related to the model or related to stockage. So Ganga Ramji is asking, please let me know about the RS, which is the ratio cannot be a negative. So please, once it is understood, I can put it in my scanner and really should sort out the stocks as suggested by you. The concept has to be understood. For example, the mathematical formula, please let me know about the RS, which ratio is okay. Oh, so Ganga Ramji, the RS concept detail has been shared by me in Elon Markets, my webinar, and all of you are club members. You understand the concept. TMP students, they learn from me. Club members, you anyways have access to 12 webinars. So take one of the webinars by me. So you can actually search for my webinar on RS, Vivek Bajaj, search. And there would be a webinar on RS. Where is the webinar on RS? Just a minute. Yeah, trading strategy using relative price theory. Take that webinar, go through that webinar. You know, so many people have gone through it and taking advantage of it. So please do that and practice this theory. And you are club members, so anyways, you have access to it without any additional cost. Okay, where are the questions? You will get the answer in that webinar. How can we add TL? There is one question from Vipul. How can we add TL enhanced volume to chart? It's very simple. There is an indicator called, what's the name of the indicator? Just a minute. It's called Traders Line Enhance Volume. Can you see this? Traders Line Enhance Volume. You can use this and add this. I use it for only one purpose, to see the color of the volume, because if the color is dark green, that means there is a very high conviction buying which has happened. It actually compares it with previous 1 year volume and show that yes, relatively this has higher volume vis-a-vis previous 1 year. And if the color is pinkish, then obviously it's lighter blue. It still believe that the price is going up. And if the color is pink, this reddish pink, then the price has come down. So if you see, very self-evidently, this stock has witnessed strong buying after the breakout. And even though the price is coming down, the volume of price coming down is not attractive. So this is how you can insert TL. Amit is asking, does volume chart plays important role while investing for short term? Absolutely, volume is important because in short term we are here to identify what the operator is trying to do and whether operator is trying to give us that momentum. In long term, it is more fundamental driven. Their volume may not play such an important role, but in short term, definitely it has. Can we have weekly scan in Stockage? Samir, I I will try my best to do that. You know, there is a lot of work to be done, but we will be introducing weekly delivery scan very soon, because we have introduced weekly delivery in stock charts. So if you go to any stock, say LIC Housing, and if you go to delivery, you can see there is something called weekly delivery now and monthly delivery. So we will be introducing delivery scans weekly and monthly, and then we will keep on adding more weekly scans as the technology development progresses. Nipun is asking, will we see unlock rally continue? People are really frustrated sitting at home. Yeah, yeah, that's, you got the crux of the matter. So people are frustrated sitting at home, and that frustration is getting into the market because suddenly people are realizing that market is a great second opportunity to make money. But I think it may continue for some more time. I think we are not in a stage where we can expect a correction. So rather than predicting what will happen in the market, better follow the stocks which are strong and just continue to hold on to them till they are strong. It's absolutely momentum led market. There is no There is no logic in the market right now. It's totally momentum led and just follow the herd. But exit when your stock is showing a sign of weakness. Okay. So how do you place a stop loss? Well, there are different ways of placing a stop loss. Yes. My way of placing a stop loss is my system says that whenever there is any breakout, I enter, and that breakout candle low is my stop loss. Okay, most of the time. Okay, but obviously I also changed depending upon the stock movement, because there are some stocks which are highly volatile in nature, so I don't consider same breakout candle. I consider one candle before that breakout candle. So in stop loss I also look at stock character and stock movement, but in take profit I typically trail and I look at 2 hourly chart to trail that. Okay, Purushottam is saying that, hi Vivek, if a stock is consistently doing well for years in your portfolio and hence it has grown to 40% of your portfolio, is there still a need to mitigate the risk and cut down on that stock? No, not at all. 40% stock has gone up doesn't mean that the stock will not go up to 80% or 100%. Why do you want to cut down the risk? If you still believe there is any risk, then start booking partial profit, maybe 20 20 20 20 or 10 10 10 10 10. If you still believe that your risk appetite is not in sync with the movement which the stock has shown. But logically, if the stock is continuing the strength, you continue with the stock, and RS weekly will be a great tool for you to do that. Agar RS weekly zero ke niche chala gaya, then exit. If RS weekly is greater than zero, then continue with the stock. Let's take an example here. Uh, let's see Adani. अब अडानी के अंदर में बहुत लोगों ने पैसा डाल रखा है, तो चलिए अडानी के आप अडानी इंटरप्राइज ही देख लेते हैं और इसका वीकली चार्ट देखते हैं. So this is Adani Enterprise weekly chart. Okay. Now most of the people will say कि यार अडानी जिनका पहले लिया हुआ है, the lucky ones, they will say कि बहुत अडानी को बेच देना चाहिए, बहुत महंगा हो गया है. Now my point is कि देखो जब ये वीकली बेसिस पे आरएस इसका स्ट्रॉन्ग है, जब तक ये स्ट्रेंथ कंटिन्यूड है इसको मत बेचिए. Because I know there is overvaluation, I know everything, it is bad, बट इसको बेच के फायदा नहीं हो सकता, ये गिरेगा और वापस से रिकवर कर जाएगा. अगर आपका रिस्क एपिटाइट कम है, इफ यू आर अ वीक हार्ट पर्सन, इफ यू स्टिल वांट टू एग्जिट, then weekly basis, if you are investing, then weekly basis पे decide what to do, and daily basis पे you can trigger. So if the super trend is still positive on daily and RS is still positive, then there is no reason to sell. अगर super trend negative हो जाता है और daily RS zero के नीचे चला जाता है, then you can exit. Otherwise you see Adani, when it is going up, it is showing such solid buying candles, and when it is coming down, the size of the candle, volume candle, is so low. So this is typically happening in these stocks. So my submission to you is that continue to hold on to this stock till the strength is continued in these stocks. Okay. Gangaramji, you have said you have seen, I guess, the formula. If you have any question, don't to worry. You can send me an email at vivek@stockist.com. I will try to answer your question in that email. Okay, Arvind. Hello, Arvind. Arvind is saying that Vivek, just rechecking that RS strategy works in a low VIX environment as well. Well, RS strategy in a low VIX environment will make you just stay there. It will not give you any hint to do anything. That's the problem, and that's the advantage. Because in the low risk environment, you will have propensity to transact a lot, and you typically will lose money not because of stock price movement, but because of your propensity to trade a lot. So RS, it gives you a peace of mind to not to do anything, right? Because if the RS is strong enough, then you better stay away and relax, because in a low VIX environment, the most difficult thing for all of us will be to not to do anything. And the most reason for us to lose money in the low VIX environment will be when we'll be trying to do a lot of things. So please mentally be prepared for not doing anything whole day. And this is going to be the biggest challenge, because for the last 1 year, we have been just doing a lot of things in the market full day. To sit looking at the market, reading book, learning more, becoming more dejected from the market is something which you have to get into. Let that be a boring exercise now. The interesting time of the market probably will last for another few weeks, but that boring time is going to come because VIX is going to go down further. And you see 2008 to 2009, same thing happened. In 2009 end to 2010 was absolutely dull market. And then after the fair bit of dullness and the weaker guys who were getting bored, they went out of the system from 2010 onwards. Again, market started rallied because the weaker guys got out of the system. So now be prepared for a boring market in coming few weeks. Okay, Sajit is saying, give some information on NBFC sector, Muthoot and Manappuram. I think Muthoot and Manappuram would be my bet on NBFC out of other stocks because they have such a strong gold portfolio and gold prices are up and I believe they will stay up for some time. So believing that, I think gold, uh, believing that, I think these gold loan companies should do good. Out of Muthoot and Manappuram, I believe Muthoot is doing better in terms of chart. Manappuram is still need to catch up. So let's see Muthoot Finance where it is. So it is still better, it is stronger, and Manappuram is still need to catch up. If I remember last when I saw the chart, Manappuram, sorry, Manappuram. Yeah, so it is still need to perform, but Muthoot is still better. So I will any day buy Muthoot because I think they are a better NBFC than a lot of other NBFCs in the market. Uh, Atanu is saying, sir, can you enable Stockit scan results? Enable Stockit scan results? Well, Stockit scan is enabled. Most of it is enabled only. So maybe there is some confusion with respect to what you are asking and what I'm understanding. Sagar is saying, sir, why can't we add more than 10 scans in combo? It would be better if become 15 as it will filter the stocks to the best level. Okay, guys, let me answer this question for all of you. And I want to switch on my webcam when I'm answering this question. You have to understand what is stockage scan. You see, stockage scans are outlier scans. Outlier scans. These are not standard scans where I will give you list of stocks more than 200 DMA, list of stocks where RS is more than 0. No, these are outlier scans which are filtering the output. So already you have scan which are filtering, and then you are allowed to do 10 scans, which is like 10 level of filters. If I give you 15, you will not get many stocks. So 10, we have done this work, and that's why we have said that 10 is more than sufficient. Because anyways, you are filtering. These are not universal scans. These are filters which we have already given. The moment we think of launching universal scans, like all stocks beyond 200-day moving average, we are not giving that. We are giving 50-day moving average, crossover, 100-day moving average today. That means these are filters. So use combo scans as filters, not as standard scans. But if you still feel 10 is less and it should be increased to 15, I'll check with my backend how many people have actually used 10 and whether that is considered as a bottleneck right now. If we feel it is, we will increase it, Sagar. Okay, guys, I know there are a lot of questions which you guys have, and there is paucity of time. I guess, what I can do for you is please send an email to me at vivek@stockist.com. I do reply to your emails. I love your emails. It's my honor to receive your email and reply to them. I seriously reply twice in a week. I don't reply instantly, but I do reply twice in a week. So please bear with me for some delay. You can send an email to me, and if you're a club member, I have given this facility where you can fix up a call with me. So you can talk to support team, fix up a 10-minute conversation with me, and we can talk. Whatever query you have, I can personally talk to you and answer those queries. That's the beauty of Stockage Club. And TMP members, already I am part of your WhatsApp group. So you can ask me questions then and there. So we don't have to wait for this session for you to ask me question. We are anyways connected most of the time. So please take advantage of this lovely infra which we have created for all of you. And if your question is still not answered today, please don't feel bad about it. I request you send an email to me and I will make sure that the right answer reaches your desktop as early as possible. Thank you so much for attending this Friday session. I hope it was useful. Shorodip is great. We are trying to give our best to you. We are not saying that we are best, but we are trying to give our best to you so that you reach your journey of successful market participant in the best possible manner. Thank you, Shoradip, for this lovely session. Thank you, support team Swati and the team for conducting this and hosting this. I hope see you guys next Friday with fresh set of ideas and fresh set of question and answers.